Sydney's #1 podcast, West Underground.
Hello everybody and welcome back to West Underground. I'm Jack, this is Hamish, and we are joined by INKED model Niki Lorenz. Niki, welcome in.
Hi.
Niki is dressed for this weather, we are not. It is 34 degrees at least here in Sydney at the minute, and it ain't fun to be wearing black, let me tell you that.
Surely it's hotter than that.
It feels a lot hotter than that. I'm thinking about getting my hair cut now, you know.
Really?
Yeah, it's getting too fucking long for this heat.
You gotta thin it out.
Yeah, it just needs to get off me so much.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel like a lion.
I feel the stress.
Yeah. You know, we all know in this room. We all know. So, Niki, you've come
Yes.
in. Obviously, you're on for a big old competition coming up this week.
Yes. So INKED Covergirl Mag. So INKED Magazine is looking for their next cover girl. It's American based. So I'm pretty happy that I've made the step through. There's myself and one other Australian girl. So it's pretty good that we've gotten the jump start, and yeah,
Doing it together for Australia.
Hoping
still wanting to win it.
Yes.
Because it is huge. Like, we're not tattooed whatsoever.
Yeah.
Hamish and I. Which people are always surprised by. They always think we are going to be tattooed.
Yeah.
But that whole industry, and then obviously, especially like the modern world and everything, but it's a massive industry, the inked modeling industry. How did you get into that?
Well, to be honest, I just started freelancing. So it took me about 2 years to actually get noticed. After I had my massive weight loss, I decided to try and post on Instagram, just film myself a bit, and I started getting a few submissions, some people inboxing me, saying if I wanted to feature on their lower scale mags. And yeah, it just kind of popped off once my name got out there. So yeah, it just kind of happened. I wasn't really planning it. It was started out as a feel good, embrace my body thing. I didn't actually think it'd be work or a job I'd be able to do.
Career.
I didn't actually think. I wasn't aiming for that in the beginning, and now it's just. Now I'm like, how far can this go?
So you mentioned the weight loss.
Yes.
How,
I lost
did you lose?
65 in total.
65. Wow.
Yes, and that was over a 3-year period.
Yeah.
So when I had my son, I had a condition, hyperemesis gravidarum, which is consistent morning sickness. So I'm allergic to the hormones that you produce while you're pregnant.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So if I wasn't so overweight, it could have been very, very critical. Yeah. So I'm blessed that it all worked out how it did. But because you're so sick and you're vomiting every day, the child will take all your nutrients and the weight just falls off you.
Wow.
Yeah, so actually, like, I ended up with a beautiful boy and weight loss because of it, and it was such an immense amount. I wouldn't have been able to do it beforehand, no. And I was always the bullied, awkward, fat girl in school. You know, I got apples chucked at me in year 7 on the quad.
Bastards.
Yeah, eat an apple. And then now it's
Come
just
out the other side.
Yeah, it's all changed now. So I never thought I'd be here, and it was just how life worked out.
Are you getting any of the guys who never used to speak to you in school straight in them DMs?
Damn straight.
I love that. I love when that happens.
Yeah, I loved it, and I was like, mate, weren't you the one that chucked an apple at me? Please,
I was
get
just
off it.
trying to help you.
No, and he was like, oh, you know, kids back in the day. I'm like, don't use that with me. Move along, love. Yeah.
So just out of curiosity, like, what made you get your first tattoo, and where did you essentially start?
Oh, my first one I actually got at 16.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've always loved tattoos. So I got my first one, Poetic Justice, here.
Yeah.
And it was really funny, actually. I went in, I drew a Sharpie line where my school skirt ended, And I was like, right, mate, I need you to go right under here so everyone sees this. You see this line? Go under that. So when I wore my skirt, I was like the coolest girl in school.
Yeah.
And I thought that would maybe help me getting picked on less.
Yeah.
And then slowly I just built up and just love me some tattoos. Don't want to be fully covered, but slowly I'm getting there.
Yeah, keep adding to it.
Did you go to Catholic school or public school?
No, I went to public.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And I went to school so I went to school in Eastern Subs. So
Yeah.
I went to Matcherville High. And then I went up to Central Coast.
Yeah.
Went to school around there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've been all about.
Wow.
But yeah.
Did you... So, because obviously, like, I hear it a lot in men. So, like, if... With us, so I know a guy who was quite heavy set himself, and he got tattoos, and then he bulked up big time in the gym and whatever. But he had a bit of like stretching on his tattoos.
Yes.
Have you had any of that go on?
I did have shrinking actually.
Shrinking,
so
yeah.
So because I'd lost the weight, all my tattoos actually looked a bit more closer together. Yeah, so if you have the opposite and you get bigger, they do stretch out. But I had a few that were meant to be bigger, fill up more space, and they just kind of shrunk back down. So, yeah, I don't really suggest getting them when you're in the middle of trying to transform bodies.
Yeah, I think that's why I've never got one, because I'm always in between body types.
Yeah.
Always in between.
I'm the same. I've got clothes in like 3 different sizes.
Yeah.
Like I'll go in between like 32 to 36, like 36.
Yeah, fluctuate.
Yeah, so I've got like 3 wardrobes.
I think it's the winter.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone gets bigger in the winter.
You got to turn that body in. Get yourself
Yeah.
bigger in the winter.
It sucks because our summer season is eating holiday season.
Yeah.
Like Christmas, New Year. So that's usually when everyone's fed their face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my old man worked in America for a few years, and he lived a place called Clearwater, which is like, it's like Miami. It's just these beautiful golden beaches, and the water is crystal clear, right? And I had these orange shorts, and these shorts I had when I was like 19, right? And I looked amazing in these shorts. Right? They were my Clearwater Jack shorts. I looked fantastic in these shorts. Anyway, I've kept them, right? And I've always, when like going on a holiday or a beach day, I always try and put them on and go, and I go, no.
No, I can't work now.
And I got into them because my parents live in Perth now, and they've got a pool, and I got into them when I went to Perth, and I was like, here we go. And then with Christmas and all the eating and drinking, day by day, I could see them not fitting me.
Yeah.
Are they small now? Are they turned into Speedos?
Oh, no. The back in the wardrobe, safe there until I can try and do that for myself again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just, especially in summer over here, that's when your eating times are, and it does the opposite thing.
I know. America's got their hot girl summers, and then we've got here where everyone's eating.
Christmas lunch.
Yeah.
How do you deal with the pain of tattoos? Like, is it painful?
To be honest, it was painful at first. After childbirth, it is a breeze. Yeah. Before I had my little one, I used to sit there and be like, oh.
Yeah.
And it used to be so painful. So I've never had numbing cream though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you do numbing cream, how would you even be able to get one authentically? You know, once you do that, it's like you're addicted to not feeling the pain. And slowly I got to enjoy it. Yeah, so now if I get a tattoo, it feels like nothing to me. I just little pinches.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like a cat scratch.
Yeah.
I don't even like getting scratched by a cat.
Yeah, see, that's the best way I can describe it. Tiny little cat scratches. Yeah.
Oh.
So when you do win this competition...
Yeah, so in this competition, it's public voting. So basically, they've got each round. So they'll have top 20, top 15, top 10, top 5, so forth, so forth. And yeah, you've just got to hope that you reach each round. And it's the best way is kind of like you've seen America's Next Top Model.
Yeah.
You know how they eliminate you each round, and then the winner will get the grand prize. Same. Yeah. So hopefully, public voting will get me there.
Hopefully.
Yes.
That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah.
So what's the deal then? If you win, or is it if you're a finalist, you go over to the States?
Yeah. So if you win, they fly you over to the States. You get a destination photo shoot. 25,000 is the cash prize. Wow. Yeah, and you get featured on the cover. And that's basically, the grand prize is amazing, but the steps and career opportunities it can open after that is really the prize.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Amber Rose got her start on there, you know, and she's a very famous inked model now.
Yeah.
Jessica Wilde's hosting it, and she's world renowned in the inked model industry. So, yeah, it's pretty intense, and that's why they like whittle it down. So many women apply, and they select you, but the public only choose who wins. So I feel like I'm on Big Brother of sorts.
Yeah, almost.
Yeah.
So how many people do they have at the start? Like
At the start, so the first round's 20. Yeah,
Oh.
so I'm honoured to even be...
Yeah, just to get in
Yeah.
that 20 is
Yeah,
massive,
just
isn't
to
it?
even be in that, I'm completely astounded,
Yeah.
you know, so this is an honour either way.
Congratulations. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's,
thank you. But, yeah, just seeing how we can get now. Now I've got the drive. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm ready to push it. Yeah, and I'm the only redhead, so I'm hoping.
Open. There's something there.
that, hey, all the redhead lovers will come
Ariel,
out.
that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually
Ariel
thought
gone
that when you
wild.
came in today, I was like, you do have like the aerial hair.
Yeah,
going.
I get that. Every time I go to the beach,
Yeah.
I have little kids. Twice, I had 2 little girls where their mum were trying to like get them, come on, it's not Ariel. And
Yeah.
they wouldn't leave unless they got a photo.
Yeah.
They wanted a photo with me. So the
Oh.
tattoos don't even throw them off. They
Yeah.
still, and my little son, so he thinks I'm Ariel, dead set.
Well, you've
So-
even got the green top.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
he's got a little doll, an Ariel doll, and he calls it his mum toy.
Oh.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's convinced I own the red hair, and anyone who's wearing it is impersonating mum.
Steal it.
Yeah.
It's crazy how the world with tattoos now is completely evolving and changing, like from jobs you could have where you weren't allowed tattoos, and
That's what
it's
I've
become
loved.
so accepted
Yeah,
now.
in a way, it's... I remember even a few years ago, you know, a lot of my family members, because my Indonesian side is still very quite religious, quite conservative, they were worried about me in the job industry before I'd even gotten into modelling. How are you going to find work? How, you know, are you worried that you're too covered, that you're going to be put in a box? You know, and very few people are still closed-minded. Most people will be open and see that it's just a form of art and expression.
Yeah.
You know, all of my tattoos have deep meaning and show certain points in my life where I believe life changed, and when I'm getting low, I can look at them and remember the meaning.
Plus, it's not like you're walking around with a swastika on your arm, is it? You know
Damn
what I mean?
straight. There's certain...
Could be worse.
There could be
worse.
much worse,
Yeah.
you know, as long as you don't have any kind of profanity or anything racist. Most
Yeah.
people will just let it go. And actually, the older public are the ones that kind of stop me now and say, hey, I like your tattoos. And that is what's shown me the world's changed so much. It used to be looks. Certain looks you'd get like, oh, this is a bad kind of person. And now the older generation will come up to me and say, yeah, no, I like your artwork, stuff like that. And I think the whole world's just becoming more progressive in every way.
I think face tats is still where
Definitely.
I mean, I'm drawing the line on a
Ooh.
face
I'm
tap.
Yeah.
drawing the line. I wanted
Yeah.
to.
I don't want
went
an ice
through-
cream van.
No,
Yeah.
Oh, no.
I went through a phase where I wanted a face tattoo. I wanted a little red love heart.
That teardrop.
Yeah, I wanted a red love heart under my eye, and I thought it'd be so cool. And then I thought, no, because that's still the one thing where I
Yeah.
think you do get boxed in, and so many places you can't go, neck tattoos or face tattoos,
Yeah.
and you can't go into many upper class venues, and that would have killed me.
Oh yeah, well that's still the thing, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
there's plenty. I remember going out. I did a bit of work on the Gold Coast, and we went out. And one of the guys he had tattoos on his hands, and he had to
Yeah.
put makeup over them on his hands.
Yeah.
Because he was like, they just assume I'm
They
a
assume you're
nightmare.
gang affiliated, yeah. Everything else they're totally cool with, and I think females can get away with it a lot more than males, if I'm honest. But yeah, any kind of bloke that's got a face tat still does get generalised, just because it's a bit out there now, you know. And I think show the facial beauty anyway.
Yeah.
That's just my
Covered it up.
yeah. Because I went there, I almost got one, then I thought, no,
Yeah.
no.
Have you got any tattoos you regret?
Kind of, but I refuse to get it covered up.
Okay.
I've got the girls.
Yeah, the girls. yeah, the
yeah,
girls.
the girls. And it's so dodgily done. And
Let's have a look.
yeah, right here. And then I've got the crown. It looks like Darth Vader.
Yeah, it does.
It does. It was shockingly done in the cross. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
How much did that set you back?
200, only because he saw I was under the influence.
Okay.
Saw a good deal and was like, oh, she'll pay it either way.
Yeah.
So I did, and I ended up with a fun memory, but a dodgy hat. But yeah.
Yeah, the girls.
Yeah, the girls.
That's what worries me. Getting something and then the regret.
See, I'm worried about getting tattoos, and the reason I think I've been like hesitant in my own life to get tattoos is because I go through phases of being like super obsessed with stuff, and also I know that if I got into tattoos, I might really. I'm scared I really fucking like it, and the next thing I'll have a tattoo gun in my bedroom, and I'll be there.
You look like Machine Gun Kelly. Have you started getting tattoos?
Bit.
Yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly.
No.
Hugh, if you can put that image next to Hamish in this. Machine Gun Kelly. Thank you.
I will 100% buy. I reckon I'd buy a gun and just be doing it myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, one of my friends has done that. Yeah, she got obsessed, started doing it herself, got an infection, so gotta be careful.
Yeah. Sterilize everything.
But I do agree with the going through phases. So there's many tattoo ideas that I've had in the past, and I have a rule. I have to sit on it for 3 months, and if absolutely nothing changes, then I'm happy to put it on my body.
Was
That's
the
smart.
girls... Was
Yeah,
this
the girls
a
was
pre-decision?
not that was the only one. It was
Yeah.
18th birthday. I was with all my girlfriends, so me and 15 other girls are walking around with this, just stamped on it.
Looking like stormtroopers. All got
in
Darth
a way,
Vader.
that's how I
Nice.
felt.
Yeah.
We were just storming in the tattoo shop like, do this for us now, please, big man. Yeah, yeah. And it was good. It was a good payday for him, and it was a good night for us.
How come
Yeah.
you're not allowed to get tattoos like when you're drunk?
Because you bleed so much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so your blood actually thins out, and you can lose so much blood. So, yeah, so it can go one or two ways. But luckily, nothing happened. I didn't pass out or anything like that. But yeah, usually not supposed to be under any influence. Yeah.
I had a friend who went in and he had a big night on the Jaeger bombs the night before. And like the tattoo artist was his cousin, but he was like, I know you've had a lot to drink last night by your blood. What was you drinking? He was like, oh, Jaeger. And he's like, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, they can usually tell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've watched someone be stopped in the middle of a tattoo because they was bleeding so much, and the tattoo artist, then it becomes liability. You know, if you can tell that they're under some influence, it's kind of risking your job there if they pass out or something.
If Niki wins, when Niki wins, we should get a tattoo.
Oh, stop that. If I do, you have to. You have to.
You'll have to pay. You've got 25 big ones coming in. But
All right, my shout, and we're
Yeah,
going
your
to the
shout.
tattoo. My shout, and we'll go.
your victory speech. I want to take my son away somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe a deposit.
Yeah.
Jack and Hamish need a tattoo.
Yeah, done.
Yeah, the girls. Or
Where?
something different.
I love it. I love it.
I'll do that if you win.
Where?
I'll do that.
You have
Where?
to now.
Yeah.
Where? Tramp stamp. Face tap.
Face tap.
Nah.
Yeah, the girls. Teardrops.
Yeah, just
get
a
teardrops.
red teardrop.
Red
just to
teardrop.
signify.
So, like, it must be cool for your son. 'Cause how old's your son?
3.
3. What's his name?
Knox.
Knox. Nice.
Thank
Like,
you.
cool for Knox, 'cause he's not fully aware of everything that's happening and the gravity of the situation.
No.
But he will be eventually.
Yeah,
you know?
so he's slowly getting it. So, he's got this concept of mum's works photo shoots,
Yeah.
and he thinks now I don't have to go to work if he takes a photo of me. So he's like, I took a photo of you. You don't have to go to work now, right? So, because he's very close with me, and I'm trying to get him around the concept. But I show him some of my modelling photos, and he'll actually go through and he'll be like, I like this one. That one's not nice. And he actually has a lot of input now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's creative director.
Creative
I like that.
director, big time.
Yeah.
And yeah, no, he's been my main drive for this because I wanted something where once I could see that the modelling was a career, I thought I'm going to put my all into this because then maybe I could be stay-at-home but working mum still.
Yeah.
Have that income but be primarily home-based, you know, not a 9 to 5 or, you know, and most shoots I've brought him on 2. And 2 shoots he stood back, sat with my Oma and chilled with her while they watched what was going on, and that to me was prime time where I can work and he's still with me. I thought, what a blessing.
Yeah.
You know, so if I could make that a thing, that'd be great. But yeah,
Have you had much pressure to do OnlyFans?
massive.
Because I like look, it's a modern world, people.
It is,
It's a
yeah.
modern world,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of money to be made.
Yeah.
on it.
Massive. And I've actually
Massive
had,
money.
Yeah, and my whole thing is, I think because I had such a massive body transformation, I saw it as I put so much work, so much time, so much effort into me and how I looked, that I didn't want anyone, like any Tom, Dick and Harry, just to be able to go, he's 25, I'll see that. What if I don't like you?
Yeah.
What if
Yeah.
I don't think you're worth
Yeah.
that? You know,
Yeah.
I just didn't like... And to be honest, to me, it was such a cheap value
Yeah.
as well. Even though, realistically, I've got such a following on my media accounts, I would probably make decent income on OnlyFans, you know. But that's where I've had to stick to and go, no, I don't want to do that, because for me personally, I also want to set an example for my son.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah,
don't
feel
want
that.
him to objectify women.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I find it hard to, how do you promote respect women and don't treat them like an object or something you can buy when I'm doing the exact same thing. So I have nothing against it. I think every woman that does her own thing, go for your grind.
Yeah.
But I think if you're a mama and you don't have to do that and there's other ways,
Other ways,
source it.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I think it's become so generalised now. And I feel the immense pressure 24/7.
I wonder what the world's going to actually be like in 5-10 years.
That's what I worry
Because
about.
I worry if it's going to go back the other way,
That's what I've
you know,
worried
and then it's a
about.
shameful thing, not a
Yes.
empowerment thing.
Or if that becomes the norm. What if there's so many OnlyFans stars that's actually the norm? You know, it's outweighed 9 to 5 in a way, because we never thought that this would be a thing. Whoever sat back and thought OnlyFans, yes, that's going to be an actual career source. You know, back in the day, I remember if someone's nudes went around school, it was talk of the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, and even now I fear I'd have something leaked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so to have something so accessible, you know,
Yeah.
I think
I think it's a big trust thing as well, isn't it? Like, because if you
Massive.
are doing it, you've got to trust that they're gonna, because they are getting it behind the paywall, that they're not gonna make it public.
yes.
'Cause
And the
it's-
whole thing is
yeah,
we have
it's
screen
tricky.
recording
It's
now.
tricky.
We've got
Yeah.
certain things on our phone where
Yeah.
realistically, if you wanted to, one person could buy the subscription and just share it to all of their
Yeah.
friends, screen record it.
Yeah.
So you have no idea of actually being able to determine who sees what. It's the internet.
Yeah.
It's social media now.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Look, I find myself being very morally conflicted with OnlyFans. You know, and I met a girl the other day she was talking about it, and like my brain splits into two perspectives on this.
Yeah.
Because I kind of go, okay, you can make money, whatever, support yourself, you know, get a little bit ahead of this world, but also it's kind of like at the expense of yourself. You know what I mean? Like you truly are selling
giving the
your
most
most
intimate
personal,
part.
intimate part. That's your product, you know. And I don't know if it's right or it's wrong, but it's certainly I don't know. It certainly I don't know. It just feels a little bit funny. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just feel conflicted.
it's obviously a way to make big money. And when I asked you before about if you felt pressured into doing it,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mean from your fans. I mean from
Yeah.
because now there's companies.
yeah.
will-
I've actually
You'll
had-
go and do it a day
Yeah.
of shooting, and then they'll do the rest, and then they'll take 10-20% of whatever you make. So you're not actually posting or interacting with your followers or fans. It's like a company that does it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. The
And
modern world.
Yeah, no, I've had a few, like I had Playboy actually email me at the beginning of the year and say if I was interested in surgical enhancements, then they'd be interested in me. So in the modelling world, you've got to deal with, so it might be all glitz and glamour at points, but then there are points where they'll be straight up. Then they'll say, yeah, like if you get surgery, then I'd be interested. So I've had no work done, and I don't do OnlyFans, which puts me in a certain category in the modelling. So that's why it's taken me a bit to kind of get noticed as well.
Yeah.
Because the stock standard is big boobs, BBL, so big bum, you know, and OnlyFans. Those are the most popular kind of girls in the modelling world. And I'm trying to show that you don't have to expose all of you to be able to make this an industry, and you don't have to be plastic fantastic if you don't want to be, you know. Work on what God blessed you with, and if you're happy with that, then go for gold.
Are they your lips, or have you had any
No,
filler?
these are mine.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's the other thing. A lot
Yeah.
it's the big thing now. My missus, she's so proud. I'm sorry. She's got like quite a big bottom lip, but virtually unnoticeable top lip. I love it. It's the cutest pair of lips I've ever seen. But she wants to get filler into the top one. And I'm always like, you see the Donald Duck looking
the
face?
double duck.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the Sydney renovation at the moment.
It is, isn't
It's
it?
big in Liverpool as well, where I'm from, but it just doesn't, it doesn't tickle my fancy.
No, and I think there's so much power in actually appreciating, because realistically, I've thought of surgery so many times too, you know. You could nip, tuck and make something just look that bit better. But there's power in waking up and knowing maybe I could tweak it, maybe I'm not 100% happy with it, but I feel beautiful and it was all me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's your body and...
Yeah, and I think in a world that's so fake and so full of bullshit, if you can stick that path, that's more beautiful to me, you know? Because anyone can buy beauty. Not everyone can be born with it.
This is why you're not getting a bum lift, Hamish. Been telling you for ages, you're not getting it. Now you're not getting it.
No BBLs for
No
you.
BBL.
Nothing.
No BBL. You're going to keep walking around like an ironing board. That's what you're going to do. Hamish got a nice
Quite
ass.
happy.
I'll give him a hard time. He's got a nice ass. He's got a nice ass. But yeah, like, so how did all your family feel when you started getting into the modelling world?
First question I got asked, this isn't going to be into OnlyFans, is it?
Oh, really? Yeah.
Because my family was because a lot of the images I do are quite provocative still. Just to show off the ink, you know, ink modelling. How do you see most of the tattoos if you're covered in clothes? So most of the time it's still very provocative. And to them it was a bit of a game changer. And as long as they were making sure I wasn't going down that road and it was legit modelling, they're so supportive and so happy for me, because they watched me, you know, it was a big thing. My whole family were trying to get me on the health path to try and lose weight when I was younger. And once they saw as an adult I'm able to enjoy my body, embrace it, they're just happy that I'm living life and enjoying it, you know, because being so overweight, being so young, I had joint problems, I had like social issues, and I dressed like a boy as well. I wore men's clothes, I went to the beach, and I didn't want to go with family. Everything, my weight impacted absolutely everything. So to have that off me and to be able to just feel beautiful was my biggest thing. So as long as my family is so supportive, and that's the best part. I wouldn't be able to do what I do if they didn't help out, because my little one I don't put in daycare. Yes, I was stayed home hands-on mum, and then it just popped off, and next thing you know I'm needing to get him watched for photo shoots. I've got casting calls to do, all this, and if I didn't have them helping, it'd be really just not possible. So very blessed.
Are you going to do acting by any chance? Have you?
I'm actually thinking of getting into it, because I've always had that kind of, I was always in drama as a kid, stuff like that, and anything media, creative based, because I am not a singer. I love karaoke, but I am tone deaf to the shit house.
What's your karaoke song? What's your go-to?
Karaoke? Oh, instantly I'll go ABBA, Dancing Queen. Done. Sets the tone.
That's a good choice.
You are the dancing queen, young and sweet, only 17. Dun-dun, dun-dun, dun-dun.
Yeah, maybe not the
Classic.
singing then. Maybe,
See?
maybe not
But
the
that's
singing.
okay.
Yeah.
I don't need
Don't have to be
all
good
of
at
it.
everything.
No, and to be honest, if I was good at everything, it'd be kind of a cheap shot to all the other ladies out there. I'll let them have their singing talent.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just stick back in the karaoke section. But yeah, TV would be something I'd be so open to. You know, I'm just trying to focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah.
Because the modelling just hit me like a slap in the face. I was
Yeah.
slowly starting it, and then it was just like bang, 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 and you've got to roll with the motion or else it dies down. Because every girl who's got some kind of finesse or trying to make it in this world, every girl next door is trying to model, you know? So it's like, how do you make yourself noticeable? How do you be different? And that's the hard thing, you know? For it to just be based on looks, that's... yeah.
What's like your posting schedule like?
To be honest, I need to be so much more up to date
Oh,
on
yeah,
it. Yeah. I've been trying to post at least once a day now.
Yep.
On Instagram. I'll update Facebook, Snapchat. Yeah, but this whole thing's very new to me still. You
Yeah.
know, trying to interact with followers, social influencing in any way. You know, I've had a few companies come to me and see if I want to market some of their stuff. And I thought that was crazy. I
Yeah.
thought that was new. So, yeah, all of this has just been a world that I've always looked back from and saw how cool, aren't those girls lucky? And then
Yeah.
slowly
Yeah.
I actually became
Come
one.
into that world.
Yeah, and I never thought I'd be here.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so it's all pretty intense. But, yeah, posting schedules. I'm always trying to talk on stories to interact. I want people to feel like they're part of whatever's going on in my life, not actually just little fans. Like these people I see as friends, you know, I interact with them. Whenever they'll comment on my stuff, I try and talk, follow them back, you know,
Yeah.
try and make it more normalized
yeah.
as well. I don't want to feel so disconnected.
Maybe like Twitch. You know, Twitch, the streaming.
I've heard of Twitch.
You could play on Call of Duty or something, right? Not even be very good at it. And there will be thousands of people just watching you play on Call of Duty.
See, I think
and
Twitch
sending
is
you messages and you
amazing.
just answering them.
I've got to
while you're
learn
live,
how to
essentially.
play one of these games
Oh.
first.
I think you just pretend to play it. I think that's how
Yeah,
you do
yeah,
it.
surely you can pretend to play
Yeah.
it and I'll actually have someone playing COD
Yeah.
in the back with a second-hand remote.
Yeah.
They're actually playing it and these people think I'm
Yeah.
so gun.
You're like, Niki's
Yeah,
such a
they'll be
gun.
like, Niki's a weapon. I'm like, yes, I am.
So what else do you do for like hobbies? Like you don't play video games?
No. So usually mum life will take up so much of my time that this was a hobby that turned into a career. And now, as long as I'm working, mum life, and I just try and enjoy Mother Nature or friends whenever I can. So I'm big on hiking,
Yeah.
beaches, you know, enjoying the beauty of the world. And then I'll hang out with friends, do a few little things, but mainly, modelling and mum life has just taken up my life. Yeah.
Are you still with your partner? Or are you single parent?
No.
Single
So
parent.
yeah. So I split with him when I was pregnant, actually.
Oh,
So
wow.
Yes. Yeah, we're still on great terms.
Yeah.
It was just not planned pregnancy.
Yeah.
And I came from a broken home, and I figured if we can't make it work, then it's best off one of us doing this.
Yeah.
And he had his own personal issues, which weren't centered around children, you know. So I thought, if you can sort you out and let me and my family handle this, and when he's old enough, then maybe he can have a relationship with you.
Yeah.
Because he was not in a position to be a dad.
Yeah.
And it was make or break at that time. Either we're going to try and make it work together and be toxic and create a horrible environment for a little one, or we could try the other path and single parent mode. And for some people, that's not the way. For me, it was.
Yeah.
You know, and he's been so happy. He's blessed, and he's got so many father figures in my family that could be consistent.
Oh, no, that's good.
So consistency was the main thing
Yeah.
for me. If you can't provide consistency, then do whatever you best you can with the situation. So because of single parent life, it's this and my work and a little spare time for friends and going out. But yeah, he soaks up majority of my time.
Yeah, he would.
That's
Yeah.
very wise and powerful, and like also very you must be quite strong to be able to
To be honest, in the moment, it was genuinely, I believed in karma so much after I had my son, because I didn't find out I was pregnant with him until 13 weeks, which is past the legal, date if you wanted to maybe have a different option. So I had no choice. And in a way, once I had that, I thought, yeah, I'm going to make this everything and give it my all. And I think growing life and seeing a new beginning, I thought, nah, I'm happy to do this on my own. It didn't feel rough for me. It didn't feel like, single parent mode. I wasn't really sad. I thought, I'm going to kill this shit and make this kid so much better than I was, And that's the aim of the game. He feels more love, and he's so centered with himself, very cocky, very confident, and that's what I always dreamed of,
being that way.
Yeah, and that's how he is. And it was hard it was a big grown-up decision I had to make at 19, so I was not ready. But once I think the pregnancy and telling myself, no, this is something where if you're blessed with a child, that's something where you could change multiple lives based on just how you create them. So he will impact many people in his life throughout his time. And the way I raise him, the way I choose to create his environment, impacts exactly who he is. So it's a travelling on effect, and he will be the legacy I leave. Yeah. So if you give your all, then yeah. And I just think it's worked out beautifully for me. So many instances in my life where it should have been some sad story, and instead it turned out to be magical. So I believe karma comes around, But yeah.
Yeah, because you're still very, very young, Niki. And to have, if you, go through the whole weight loss journey that you've been on and being a single parent, when you look at other people's lives and what they've may have went through, it'll be a lot less. So it's about that resolve, which is, I think, why you might win this competition.
That's what I'm hoping for. And to be honest, I think there's
mental fortitude.
I think there's just someone up there that's pushing for me to reach some goals, because so many times it should have all fallen apart. Single parent life, I was living on my own as well. I've only recently just moved back with family to move to Sydney. So when I was living in Newcastle, I was all on my own, and that was very hard, being so young and everyone going out every weekend as well, and I'd only be able to do certain ones, and not having the help around the home, but me having him all to myself and him having that nurturing nature, just changed every environment. And I think mainly now, some people just get lucky, and I think I'm one of those lucky ones where
it's going to work out.
Yeah, can't explain it, but it's all worked out, and I really have, drive and hope, and I think as long as you've got ambition and positivity, world's your oyster.
I need to say this because me and Jack, we get to meet lots of media people, and we've met models before, and we've met actors, lots of musicians, right? But what comes across here, and it is so transparent, is you're very grounded to a level that is I'm honestly really, really taken back by, and very, very honest. You can see that, and also just come across very, 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 very genuine, and I don't know, it's just very refreshing.
See, and that's what I want more of. I want more women, who are in kind of media, influencing, modelling, any kind of digital world. Stop hiding behind the fakeness. Not everything's all hunky-dory, and that's fine. And maybe we don't all have some glamorous bullshit story of come up. Maybe there was a bit of grinding. Maybe it wasn't hard. Maybe there weren't pretty days. Talk about it. Be honest, and my whole thing is I think I'm still very humble because life wasn't always this way for me. So many girls who are in this industry have started this from a young age. So they're used to being the most beautiful girl in the room, the most interesting in the room, the most known, blah, blah, blah. So they get a complex, and they might not notice they do, but they do. And I think having someone who's a bit more, like centered. I don't feel connected to the digital world in a way. I see it as work, but I actually feel left out from their mindset. You know, whenever I'm around people in my industry, I feel like the odd one out in the room because there's no general conversation. We're not talking about actual topics. Everyone's talking about what they've got or flexing in some kind of way, and it feels so unauthentic.
Yeah.
And that's what I hate, you know, when coming into it, I'm trying to disper all of the fakeness, be real, and show, like any chick who's been through the scrums, you can come up, you know, and I'm kind of doing it for the single mums, you know, showing, hey, it's hard out there, I know it, but if I can do it and I'm just Niki chilling, you can do it. You know, I was a nobody a few years ago, and now I'm in an international competition that could change my life, and that happened in 3 years. So if you grind and you work hard, it can happen for anyone.
There's a 5-year success story behind it. So you're 2 years away.
Exactly. And we've hit the 3-year mark and I'm already here. So
we're definitely getting tattoos on our faces, aren't we? It's going to happen.
Hope you do.
So when does voting open for the competition?
So voting is the 6th of February and this competition will run till April.
Okay.
Yes, because it's each round and they'll give you a 2-week voting process. So you can vote for free through Facebook. They've got voting links, Instagram, and if you want to add additional votes, people purchase those and add additional ones. But everyone can vote, free to vote, and support your Aussie girl.
Support our Aussie girl.
Let's do it.
That's it.
Are you the only Aussie representing?
No, there's one other, and I don't know who she is yet, though. Yeah, so when I got the email...
Do you want us to get her?
Cut her off. No. In a way, I'm hoping once I find out who she is, we can kind of band together. You know, because even though it's a one-winner thing, so many girls who have entered this competition, who have made it to the finals, have had, like, maybe not from the competition itself, but other people notice them. And other avenues. Kind of like The Voice. How many people haven't won?
Oh, well, it was the old thing with the X Factor. In the UK especially. You're better off not winning. They're like 6 years on the run. The ones who came third had bigger careers than the ones who came first.
Exactly. So it's all about getting seen by the right people, you know, and it's an honour that they've even picked Australian girls, considering how many people apply, like thousands of women apply for this every year. And I've always looked back at this, and 2 of the girls that I always followed when I was younger, like, thought, oh, what beautiful women were in this competition. So they were American based. So this is only the 2nd year where they've actually picked an Australian as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so for us to be getting more noticed in the American fan base is what I'm after. Do it for the Aussies.
Do it for the Aussies.
Yeah. So I'm hoping she gets noticed well as well. You know, even though there's one winner.
Just not noticed more.
Not noticed more, no. I shall win. Enough. I shall win. But I'm just happy that, I've been presented with the opportunity and do it for the Aussies. That's what I'm wanting.
Have you got an agent?
At the moment? Yeah. So I've got an agent at the moment. And I only got one 2 months ago.
Oh, okay.
Only once I applied for this competition and started getting a bit more growth. And he more helps me with marketing and feeds through a lot of emails I get regarding OnlyFans. Dismiss. Because that's the main thing right now. They're trying to push into that. Because OnlyFans is guaranteed money.
Yeah.
You know, this is like, will they pick you, will they not? So most people see it as models that don't make it. That's where they go, you know? So I'm just trying to make sure I've got the right kind of team behind me and my agent feeding through all of that. So I stick with legit stuff and don't feed off into the other industry.
Yeah.
But
I reckon give acting a go.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm really wanting to get into that. And, you know, a lot of people who look a bit different as well. Like, I was worried I'm not the stock standard. Like, I don't look like I'd belong on Neighbours. Yeah, you know, something like that. I thought, what would I even be on? But there's shows like Euphoria, Netflix shows, all those kind of young teen boppy ones where they like you to look a bit different. Yeah. So, yeah, that's something I'm definitely going to be looking into. But
Yeah, do it. Do it.
Yeah. Hopefully, I'll win this competition. Next thing you know, I'm on a Netflix series.
Yeah. In the final season of Stranger Things.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And look, we're absolutely rooting for you.
Thank you.
We'll put the link in the description of this episode and
Love it.
keep everyone voting every week. We'll keep mentioning it
Yes.
until it closes, until you win. Well, Nikki, thank you very much for coming in today.
No, thank you so
You've
much
got
for
to, you've got to
having
come
me.
back in when you win. Will they
Damn
give you a
straight.
crown on it? Will you get a crown if you win it?
They give you
certificate?
Yeah, they give you a massive. They award you with this massive check, your destination sheet.
One of those big
Yeah,
checks.
one of those big ones.
I've always,
I
I've always
hold
wanted one of those big
Me
checks.
too. I want to hold one and just be like, yeah, I won this shit. And they give you a crown and they do a full video meeting. So it's crazy. And to be honest, I've never been to America. So if I could be flown over there for a shoot, wouldn't that be just
For free?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. And they fly you first class. So it's like feeling like a little celebrity. That would be just top notch. Yeah.
Well, I think it's going to happen. I think it's going to
I've
happen.
got all the drive in it, and I believe the universe will give me what I need.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get there.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming in today, Nikki.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Everyone at home, thank you very much for watching this. I've been Jack. This has been Hamish. Subscribe to our Patreon link here. Like and subscribe if you haven't already on Instagram. Follow us on the law, TikTok. Get on us. And follow Nikki as well. We'll put your socials in there as well.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Peace and love. See you next time.